Hello and hello. Thank you so much for joining me today. So I saw this post on the German subreddit. I thought it was so interesting. I needed to do a whole video about it. Because driving in general, cars, Germans love cars, Americans love cars, Americans love German cars. Do Germans love American cars? Not so much. But regardless, I saw this post. My experience driving in Germany as an American. Ooh. Wow. I just think it's a fascinating subject. Okay. I need to read this post and then some comments. See what we think. I drove around Bavaria and Franconia 4. Oh, wait, there should be a space there. Franconia. Germans are such well-mannered drivers. Okay, all right off the bat, well-mannered. Everyone, even the speed demon beamers, will follow the speed limit. Well, how are you a speed demon if you're following the speed limit? I guess because sometimes the speed limit is infinite. So you can be a speed demon and still follow the speed limit in Germany. Construction on the Autobahn, everyone goes to the right lane and does 80. Wow. Tunnel, everyone goes to the right lane and does 60. You guys go to the right lane in a tunnel? See, like, as an American, I didn't even know that was a thing. As far as I know, that's not a thing here in America. Of course, you should, in general, be driving in the right lane anyway. Americans don't do that. Passing through a village, slow down to 50 right away. Because 50 is one of those standard, like, village speed limits, right? It's kind of the same way in a neighborhood. If you're going through a neighborhood, you know, a typical suburban American neighborhood, kids are going to be running around. You never know when a kid might roll a basketball out into the street and be running in after it. So you don't drive, well, unless you're a dickhead, you don't drive over 25. About 25 in the neighborhood. And that's not necessarily posted. Now that I think about it, that's the closest thing we have to something like this. You know, a default speed limit. Everyone drives like there is police watching the whole time. It's funny he says that because here in America, when there is a cop watching, all of a sudden everybody's a good driver. All of a sudden everybody slows down, they go in the right lane, they stop tailgating. And Americans will warn each other. You know, if oncoming traffic starts flashing their lights at you, it could mean a plethora of things. But one of those things is that, hey, there's a cop up here, watch out. Slow it down, get off the phone. And everyone sticks to the right lane. It's funny sometimes at construction zones to see a slow-moving caterpillar of cars all on the right lane. The right lane discipline in Germany is so strong. Trust me when I say this, but in America, you'd never see it in a million years. I believe you. McDonald's is the only fast food option in the highway? That's an interesting... I mean, if it's a highway, then there shouldn't really be any fast food at all. You'd have to get off to go to fast food. So what does that mean? I'm not exactly sure what that means. But I will say here in America, like on the highway or on the interstate, there will be signs, hey, there's a McDonald's. Take this exit. And not just billboards, like road signs that say, hey, there's a McDonald's and a Taco Bell if you take this exit. I wonder if you have that. Roads in general are really, really well kept. See, that's something I've always noticed. Not a single pothole to be found. I drove from Stuttgart to Neuschwanstein, and the whole time the Autobahn roads were immaculately clean and maintained. That's pretty impressive. I actually don't even know how that's possible. America makes it seem impossible because they're working on the roads 24/7. I swear to God, all my tax money goes to the roads. And yet, there's potholes. There's potholes everywhere here in Indiana. It's like, what are you guys doing? And you guys also, I mean, I'll never forget a comment I got because I always comment on how crisp the lines look. And someone commented informing me that It's not actually just paint over there in Germany. It's like a laminate that they put down. Pretty amazing. Construction zones actually have workers on them. That's crazy to me. In America, we have construction zones that just stay there for years with no one working on them. See, yeah, that's when I say they're always working on the road, it's always under construction. No one's ever there working. Maybe once a week, you're like, oh my God, they're actually working on the road. And something actually gets done. But for 6 days out of the week, it's just under construction for years. For years. Half the roads, oh my gosh, this is triggering me thinking about it. Half the roads right outside where I live are all under construction. I have to take all sorts of detours. They're barely ever out there working on them. And when they are done working on them, it's only going to be nice for maybe a year. Generally, less cars on the road. That does make sense since there's more public transportation. Even in what I would guess is a car-centric place of Bavaria, I found empty stretches of highway a lot. Interesting. I guess it's slightly easier to maintain the highways if they don't wear down as much from people driving on them. But I think that most of the destruction comes from weather, not just people driving. It's hard to drive at one speed. Even on the Autobahn, there are frequent speed limit changes. Lots of speeding up and slowing down. I was wondering why Google Maps gave me 2 hours to a relatively small distance when I drove that route. A lot of it was slow, going through villages and stuff, and it made sense why. Okay, interesting. That might be a 1 point for America, huh? A little bit less changing speed limits. Interesting observation. I mean, I'm thinking about why that would be, and I'm thinking America's so vast that, the roads, a lot of times when you're going from place to place or town to town, you don't really necessarily have to go through another town to get there. You're just going through the middle of nowhere to get there for hours. And so you're going the same speed limit the whole time. Small detail, but drivers will turn on emergency blinkers when there will be a sudden speed change on the highway. It's not a thing in America, but I've always done it myself because it's so useful. It's a cool thing to see it be normalized. How do you do that? I'm not even coordinated enough. You're hitting the button. You guys are driving manual. And then you're hitting the flashers when you're about to slow down. You're like, oh, I'm going to slam on my brakes. Hit the flashers. I can't do that. That's pretty neat, though. That could be helpful. Every once in a while, I mean, if there's an obstruction in the road or something, ducks are walking across the road and you got people flying up behind you, it's a very good idea to turn on your flashers here in America. Most people don't do it, but it is a good idea. Right over left. I'm never sure when to do it. Yeah, that's a rule that I don't get. Like if you're on the right, you have priority or something. I assume this is for slow moving village traffic where there are no signs. I know the yellow on white circle means I have a unanimous right of way. Unanimous right of way. I feel like that's a weird. Why does that sound so weird? I have unanimous right of way. All right. Like he's trying to say he's the one with the right of way. All right. I notice sometimes traffic lights are turned off, and this is when you let the car on the right through. I don't know, man. You're actually confusing me more than I was before. I don't know. Okay, don't ask me. Let's see. I guess one really depends on what you're used to. To me, as a German, it seems as if we neither stick strictly to the speed limit, nor are using the right lanes as expected. He's actually saying the Germans aren't using the right lanes as expected. can confirm, but America's a whole different level. Okay, so this is just like this is a relativity thing, you know, an Einstein type thing. It's relativity. Here in America, we're amazed by German drivers because you guys actually relatively listen to the rules compared to us. But apparently, who does it? Who does it better than Germany? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Even after so many years, the skill and discipline of German drivers trips me out. I often wish complainers could spend one day driving the Delhi, Tijuana, or Connecticut so they could appreciate what they have. I mean, it shouldn't be surprising that you guys are great drivers because you spend the weekend like driving around the Nürburgring racetrack, you know, in a UPS truck. When the traffic slows down on the Autobahn, you should also form a Rettungsgasse. Yeah, the emergency lane. Yes. I've reacted to videos of that. It's quite remarkable and a beautiful thing, really, to see all the coordination going down and the emergency vehicles flying up through the middle. Pretty freaking amazing. Okay, Germans are such well-mannered drivers. And it's definitely going to stand out if you're used to driving in a country like the US, but I have seen my fair share of extremely bad and even dangerous driving. Yeah, I mean, you're going to see that anywhere, right? If you're around somewhere, if you live somewhere for years, you're going to see some dumbasses. Nowhere is immune to having dumbasses entirely. There are always jerks behind the wheel, and you still have to watch out for them. Ah, okay, this is something I wanted responded to. I think I've seen Burger King, but yes, McDonald's definitely has a strong presence. I mean, this is just another thing with potholes. It's like, yeah, of course they exist. Like, obviously. They just get filled in way quicker than here in America, apparently. You're right, the lane discipline isn't something made for Americans, can confirm. As a German driving in Miami on a 6-lane highway, it was a nightmare. Overtaken from literally everywhere. See, it's kind of funny because as someone from a small town, it's kind of a nightmare for me as well. And it's kind of funny to hear, you know, it doesn't need to be like that. It really does feel unsafe. You're on a 6-lane highway, we're going 70 miles an hour, and people are passing you. They're flying up behind you, cutting into the right lane, then cutting in right in front of you, then going into the left lane. And that's happening constantly. It's quite scary. And you had no other chance than doing the same if you were trying to get past other cars. True. True. After 3 weeks in Florida, I had to relearn the street rules in Germany. See, I mean, that's kind of an unfortunate truth, is it's like, I mean, you want to be the change. You want to be the change that you want to see in America. You want to be the guy that's always in the right lane. And I actually am that guy. And let me tell you, it's not fun. It's just frustrating. Being the guy that's always passing and getting back over, it's like you're laughed at. You can just imagine everyone, ha ha ha, look at this idiot. He's trying to follow the rules. What a dumbass. Okay. Thank you for watching. That was interesting in my opinion. I'll see you guys tomorrow.